the Nashville 2 podcast with your host, Edward Fox.
G'day, viewers and listeners. It's Ed Fox with another great episode of Nashville 2, where we tell your story, your Nashville 2. So if you know somebody that is doing something cool in the community, running a business, making a difference, have them reach out to me. We'd love to have them on an episode of Nashville 2. Nashville 2 today is brought to you by Trade Bank of Nashville. Trade Bank is a business-to-business barter exchange that allows businesses to trade their products and services instead of using cash. It's barter for the modern era. So brought to you today by Trade Bank of Nashville. And we're glad they're our sponsor. So my guest today, Jonathan Sherman of, let me see.
Biz Marketing Pros.
Biz Marketing Pros. I knew two of the three, but I couldn't remember the pros. Jonathan, hey, thanks so much for being on the show.
Sure. Yeah. Glad to be here.
Yeah. And so, Jonathan, are you from the Nashville area originally?
No, originally from New York, grew up in Long Island. And then from there, I've been around, ended up in Nashville in 99.
Okay. Well, you've been here a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what drew you to Nashville?
My wife, she lives here.
Well,
and so I'm an import.
Right. So she's from Tennessee?
She's from Kentucky originally, but she's been in Tennessee since the 80s. So a long time.
Right. Yeah, that'll count.
In Tennessee, since the 80s.
Gotcha. So we moved to Franklin in December of 2021. So
right.
I figured the podcast would be a great way to learn about cool stuff to do all over Nashville.
Right. Yeah. Your passport's still hot.
That's right. Yeah, it is. Actually. So people go, "Oh, you don't sound like you're from around here." I say, "No, I'm from the deep south." I moved north to learn how to say y'all.
Yeah, that's a big change for you. Big update. You must have been running away from somebody.
Oh, not me. So I got to marry the most wonderful wife in the world, and she was from Kansas. So I followed her to Kansas from Australia, and then had the opportunity to buy a great business. And I've always loved Nashville. We've been here multiple times. And she's got a brother that lives here. And so when the opportunity came to buy the business, we moved down here.
Nice.
So with Biz Marketing Pros, what is your focus on and who do you work with?
Our focus is on Google paid ads and on SEO. And we work a lot with IT companies, information technology companies. Each community has their own IT service network. And there's also a lot of national companies out there as well. And so they're all in need of, more clients, and they're competing against each other. And, a lot of the services they offer overlap. And so it's just a matter of positioning and getting their names out there and offering maybe a couple of bells and whistles other people don't offer, finding out what distinguishes them from their competition, what they can speak about.
So did you grow up in an entrepreneurial family? When you went to start this enterprise, was it something that you were familiar with running businesses, or was this all new to you?
I started out not in an entrepreneurial family at all. My dad was an art teacher and my mom was an art teacher. I got an MBA from Michigan back in, I guess it was 91.
Right.
And started my own company in 94. It was the first company, a laboratory equipment company, which I took an exit from in 99. And just around the same time, I married Paula and moved to Tennessee and started trading. Actually, at that point, started trading stocks.
Oh, okay.
And traded stocks for about 12 years on my own. And then after that, I got a little tired of doing that. It's a long time, and I was staring at the screen all day and that kind of stuff. And so it got old after a while. So my wife was already in the music business, and she is a marketer. So I took in her footsteps, and we started doing some online marketing together. That was in 2013. And we started some Amazon private label brands.
Right.
And it was really hot at the time, starting Amazon private label brands. People still do it, but it's a lot more competitive now. Then, and that evolved into our own websites. And then people started asking us to help them with their websites and their marketing. And so it evolved from there. We started taking on clients.
So for a small business or a solo entrepreneur, do you have any tips that they can put to work and use that would be helpful, whether they're starting a side hustle, maybe they got a small mom and pop business, anything like that? What are maybe the 3 top tips that jump to mind for you?
Well, I would definitely, the first thing to do is figure out who your customer is. And you don't want to be a jack of all trades. You want to be specific, so that people find you for a specific specialty. You don't want to be too general. Then make sure that you have a plan for getting, revenue and sales early on, so that you're not financing your business through savings and looking at having to look for a job in 6 months.
Right.
And then maybe the last thing is, do a good job for your customers. That's the primary thing. Is if you do a good job for your customers, your word will get out there, word of mouth, get referrals, and that's really important for our business.
Right. Yeah. I was just telling somebody, where was the book? Oh, it's right here. I'm reading Raving Fans by Sheldon Bowles. And, what you just said says a lot of things. He's the guy that wrote and Ken Blanchard, the guy that wrote the 1 Minute Manager. And it talks about making those raving fans, right? If you can make your customers super fans of your business, they're going to brag about you all the time and everywhere.
Right. Exactly. Right. It's so important. People forget that, it's the client and the customer, which is the most important part of your business.
Right. Exactly. You don't have any customers, you don't have a business.
Right. So
So
that's where the focus needs to be.
You focus on like Google AdWords, that sort of thing. Is that
Yeah, display ads, Google Display and Google AdWords and YouTube
okay?
is what we focus on. Yep.
And what sort of clients do you have? A niche or a niche, however you like to say that?
Yeah. So IT companies is what we focus primarily on. Information technology companies. Those are the companies providing. They provide software as a service. They provide things like, if you need a network or a cloud for your company, they'll provide the back end and support it with security, and then they'll update all your enterprise software, keep everything up to date, make sure that you don't have any security incursions. Just make sure everything is streamlined. They'll work with your company and customize a program so that your internal technology works smoothly and seamlessly.
Right. And so, are these also the folks that are doing like voice over IP phones and that sort of thing as well, or is that a separate market?
That would be an add-on service that they would provide. Now, typically they don't actually provide that, but they would maybe partner with a company that offers that, resell it. Right.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So let's move away from business for a minute. When you're not working, what is it you love to do around the Nashville metro?
I really think that, Nashville is so diverse with, they got great restaurants, they got great music and great places to hang, and also you can always go downtown and go crane watching and see what they're building next.
That's true. That is true. Yes.
Well, especially over the last 10 years, it's just been phenomenally growing. One thing that's really fun that we enjoy doing is there's the Renaissance Hotel in downtown that has a little bridge goes over the road there. I'm not quite sure which road that is. It might be, no, I don't remember which road it goes over, but anyways, downtown, they got a nice restaurant lounge there to hang in.
Right.
And anybody can go there. You don't have to be a hotel guest, right? And it's a kind of cool place
What's
to
it
hang.
called?
It's the Renaissance Hotel.
The Renaissance Hotel. Okay.
And they have a bridge restaurant, and it's just a hang. It's like it's a nightclub, and they got music people that come in on Friday and Saturday, maybe other times of the week.
Right.
And it's a really cool hang. It's just to go there if you haven't been there.
Awesome. No, I haven't been there.
Yeah, no, it's a really cool hang. And they got good food and stuff like that. And let's see what else. Oh, there's a vegan restaurant called Sunflower Cafe in Berry Hill.
Okay.
which they have a really great patio outside and a fantastic menu. And so a lot of times you go to vegan restaurants, it's not particularly good in my experience, but this place has really good food, and so I highly recommend it. And it's also a nice environment, really kind of
for
quaint.
those of us, that are non-vegan and understand this, folks, good vegan food, you don't care that it's vegan. It's just good food. So,
Right.
don't get confused. Like when you eat a salad, folks, when you eat a salad with no egg, no dairy products, that's vegan. Like, okay, just so you know, right? So don't get turned off. I have a lot of Indian and Pakistani friends, and the Pakistanis eat a lot of meat, but a lot of my Indian friends are veggie only. So they're not actually vegan, but they're veggie. And so people get turned off by this term. But man, if the food's good, who cares, right?
Right. That's right. That's right. And it's good food. So it's just, and it's more than just salads. They got all kinds of food. They're very creative.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do today. It's fantastic.
And maybe the another cool place to hang in Franklin, there's a Whole Foods, and across from the Whole Foods, there's this area called Aspen Grove. And they have it's a kind of a new retail commercial area that they built up, and it's really a cool place to hang. They got like a ice cream shop there, and coffee shops, and retail, and an outdoor courtyard with grass, and they probably have music comes in there. And they have a condo, a set of condo complexes that have built up around it. And so it's really good for, if I was single in my 20s again, I'd probably move there just to hang out, because it's a really cool
What's it
place to go.
called?
There's no particular name for it, but it's Aspen Grove. The name of the street is Aspen Grove,
Yep.
and it's across from Whole Foods in Franklin. And there's also a coffee shop there called Just Love Coffee. Yep.
It's off of McEwen there. That's
right.
my hangout. Now you're talking my jam. We went. They've got a great taco place there called. I can never pronounce it. Canados or something like that. It's come in from a different.
Yes, right.
And they're really good because you can just buy a couple of tacos. You get out of there for $5-10 per taco, $5 per taco. And then you can add drinks and stuff. And then they've got the wine bar with the nice area up top, not at the taco place, but across the street.
Right.
But you've got in the middle park where they've got the ice cream shop there, and you got the kids playing and everything. It's a fantastic place. I'd only been down there for like breakfast meetings and for lunches, and hadn't ever been down there in the evening, but it was cool. Everybody was out and about.
Yeah, right. So you're familiar with it. Very good.
Yeah, love that area. I'm about 5 minutes from that area. So
nice.
And I didn't know what it was called, but there's a Shake Shack there, and
I don't know what it's called. Yeah, it's called the Aspen Grove area, but yeah.
It's right where Williamson County Inc., the Chamber of Commerce, is actually in those buildings.
Oh, is it?
Mitsubishi's head office is in that building. And then Just Love Coffee, which is owned by one of the ex-Titans. I forget his name.
Bullock.
Yeah.
It's owned by Bullock. Keith Bullock. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my favorite place. By the way, that's my favorite place to get a almond milk sugar-free caramel latte. Shout out to the guys at Just Love Coffee on Aspen Grove, because it is continuously the best cup of coffee I've had in the States.
There we go. And they got a bunch of new buildings going up there. Who knows what they're going to create next up there?
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of great restaurants to try, and a lot of things be fun. It'd be cool if they put some live music out in the middle there near the ice cream shop.
It would be, and I imagine maybe they do sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's we were just down there the other night, Friday night or Saturday night, one of those.
Oh, did they? Oh, they didn't have music down there, so yeah.
No, didn't have, but that could have been just a one-off, and so I haven't got out there in the evenings enough. But my wife's really like the taco place, so we're going to be going back to that a lot, I'm sure.
Good.
So what else is going on? We've got just a couple of minutes left as we wrap up. If somebody wanted to engage you or have a consultation with you on how you might be able to help their business or direct them, what's the best way for them to reach out to you, Jonathan?
Yeah, well, they can reach us through our website. We're really busy right now. I don't know if we really can handle another client. But,
okay.
But
okay, so don't reach out to Jonathan right now. Business is booming. I think it's a reverse psychology there, folks. It's like, It's like stuff that my dad used to say, like, don't start that business. So I'd start the business,
But but we're always available on our website, bizmarketingpros.com.
Okay, great. And did we meet through Alignable? Is that how we met?
Yes.
And you came to the Alignable event?
Live event you created. Yep.
Yeah. So small business owners, if you are not familiar with the Alignable platform, that's ALIGNABLE. If my accent didn't get in the way, alignable.com. It's the purple social media platform for just businesses. Think of it like a hyper local LinkedIn. So if you do local business, if you want to interact with local business owners and reps, Alignable is definitely the place to be. And that's where Jonathan and I met through a networking event that we held. So Jonathan, hey, thanks for being on the show.
Ed, thanks for having me. Yeah, I appreciate it.
This is the Nashville 2 podcast with your host, Edward Fox.